Alrighty, welcome back. This is going to be a little different type of video, so I'm going to just say that if you're just here for the main story of this game, that's all you want to see, you can skip this one. Um, Also, if you're sensitive to topics like sexual assault or um, anything like that, it's probably not a great video to watch because I will be talking about some of that here. Because there's just been something kind of on the back of my mind as playing this game. I just wanted to kind of get that out, get the idea out of my head. But, um, this is set in. I did a little bit of research on this too. This is set in 1274, um, during the Mongol invasion, I guess, um, which is a long time before some of the atrocities that Japan commits. So, while I would never say that it's not, I guess I'm not even going to say that, but it's always good to be sympathetic to people that are sympathetic and empathetic to people that are victims in war. Um, because when men go to war, women and children are the ones that really are the true victims in all this. Um, a bunch of men beating their chests to do what? I'm not sure. They all want to get all bravado and beat their chests and start killing each other. But really, it's the people in between all that are really the people that suffer. Um, so always want to be very sympathetic to that. I will never say that people that are victims during war um, or anybody that would ever, I don't know, deserve that. Obviously, never deserved that. So just get that out of the way first. But this game's set in 1274, which is a long time ago. Um, but the game kind of seems to make everybody very sympathetic. Everybody's a victim. Japan is being victimized by the Mongols, which is true. However, um, I was starting to think, like, is this maybe propaganda? Like, is this a way to, like, continue, like, people, um, people to forget about some of the more atrocities that have occurred? Like, 600 years from the time that this game takes place in about 1860s, is when Japanese imperialism really kicks off. Um, it's after the Meiji Restoration period, if that means anything to anybody. But you know, they started to say that they're going to liberate the rest of Asia from Western control, which is basically just we're going to replace the Western colonies with our own. Um, and during that time, they did a lot of horrific things. Also, parts of China, Manchuria, Taiwan, Korea. They basically came in and replaced colonies with their own, and they were not kind to these people. Uh, there's many, many different things uh, that they were doing. If you think about um, stuff like I'm going to say the R word, so I don't think it's productive to shy away from that. I think that saying it is very, um, it's important to know that because it elicits a response that is appropriate for what it is. So we'll just say that. But, you know, they committed things like the rape of Nanking, for example. Those 350,000 or so Chinese people killed in Nanking. It's a walled city. They couldn't get out. And they were killed, but, as the name suggests, they did a lot of horrific things to the women and children and men and everybody there. Um, Experimented on them, did all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, and I think it's important to remember that. You know, and me being an American, I can't say that we don't do the same things. I mean, our school systems are going to absolute hell, and they're trying to reteach history in a different way. Say that natives just decided to move out instead of being forced out, and that white supremacy is not really a thing. So why are we talking about slavery? Why are we talking about all this stuff in schools? It's just doesn't exist anymore, and it won't exist anymore if we stop talking about it. So, but I think it's important to remember that kind of stuff, so that we don't repeat that. And a lot of people would like us to repeat that. There are people out there that would want to do the things that people have done horrifically in the past. So I'm not saying that to say that Japan is a terrible country. Um, love Japan. I love Japanese stories and media. You know, I've been to Japan a few times. It's a great place. But I think it's important to remember and recognize that um, even your favorite country, no matter how hard we hide behind stuff, no matter how hard we hide behind the flag and God bless America, or in Japan's case, anime and cute stuff, mascots and cute stuff, history was not kind to women or children, and we need to remember that. And, if you think about things like Korean comfort women, for example, which is another disgusting thing that is kind of, you see the sentiments of like what a comfort woman's role was, at least in the eyes of these Japanese war hawks, if you will. Um, you see that nowadays in like incel culture. They think that, if women just gave it up to them a little bit more, which is a disgusting notion, that men will be less violent. Men will do less terrible things. And of course, I'm not on that side. I'll never be on that side. I think that if you think that women should just give it up to men that haven't done the work to make themselves desirable, then I think you're disgusting, you know? I think that's gross. I think it's abhorrent. And that's really all I was thinking about. It's like, is this propaganda? Is this meant to make me think that, Japan was subjugated over and over again, and that it's just a great place? Which it is. It's a cool place to go. I'm not saying Japan's terrible, like I said, but just wondering, is this propaganda? And I've been thinking a lot about the media that I'm consuming. Is this all propaganda sometimes to make me forget about the things that are happening in the world? I don't know. It's meant to make me forget about history. I don't know. Is the superintendent of my state, the state superintendent here in Oklahoma, is he just doing the Bible thing so people forget about all the other stuff that's going on in Oklahoma schools? I think so. So I think that with games like this and the other media that you consume, I think it's very important to remember, your media literacy skills and employ those just a little bit so you can understand what it is you're consuming and what the truth is around the things that are going on. I don't know. Kind of ranting, kind of rambling. Sorry that there's not any story happening here, but I just thought I wanted to get these thoughts out before they drove me nuts. But we'll resume the next part of the story here shortly. Um, but hopefully you guys are all doing well. We'll see you next time.